Good morning, students of class 9. Let us learn today chapter 2, Is Matter Around Us Pure? Okay, the first thing we need to learn in this chapter is what is pure substances? A substance which is made up of a single type of particles and it cannot be separated by any physical process are known as pure substances. For example, elements and compound. Under elements, you can take an example of a carbon, and for compound, you can consider carbon dioxide. Okay, now the next topic we have is what is a mixture. So mixture is a substance which has more than one type of pure form of matter. For example, we have a soil and soft drink. Now let us discuss the types of mixture. There are two types of mixture, one homogeneous mixture, another one is heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture is a type of mixture that have got a uniform composition, whereas heterogeneous mixture is a mixture that have got a non-uniform composition. For example, heterogeneous mixture, chalk dissolved in water is a heterogeneous mixture. Okay, the next topic is what is a solution. So solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances and it has got two parts, one solute and another is a solvent. Okay, example, solution of a sugar, in which sugar is the solute and water is the solvent in it. Next we have is the properties of the solution. Under the properties of solution, there are four properties. Okay, the first one is solution is a homogeneous mixture. The second point in it is the particle size of the solution or the particle size of the solute in a solution are smaller than that of 1 nanometer. That's the reason it cannot be seen by the naked eyes. And the third property of a solution is it do not scatter the beam of light. So the path of the light is not visible. Then the fourth property of a solution is the solute cannot be separated by a filtration technique. Next, what is a suspension? So suspension is a heterogeneous mixture which have got solute particle which do not completely dissolve in the solution or in the solvent. For example, we have got chalk in water. Let me tell you about the properties of the suspension. So suspension is a heterogeneous mixture. The particles of the solute in the case of a suspension cannot be seen by the naked eyes. It scatters a beam of light and makes the path of the light visible, and the solute particles can be filtered by the process of the filtration. Next topic we have is what is a colloidal solution. So it is a heterogeneous mixture that has solute particles which can't be seen by the naked eyes, but then it produces Tyndall effect. Okay, example for colloidal solution are blood, milk, cloud, etc. Okay, now let us learn the properties of the colloid. So colloid is a heterogeneous mixture. The solution of the size of the solute particle in case of the colloid are very small and it cannot be seen by the naked eyes, and then it does scatter the beam of light passing through it, and the scattering process done by the colloidal solution is known as a Tyndall effect. The substance or the solute, the solution that is the colloidal solution is very stable. Due to that reason, the solute particles cannot be separated by the filtration process. Next topic we have is separation techniques. Different separation techniques. Under that, I am going to first teach you centrifugation. Centrifugation, this is a technique in which if the solute particles are very small in a liquid and it passes through easily through a filter paper, in that case only we use centrifugation technique. So in this centrifugation technique, what happens is a machine is used and it is spun. On spinning that in a solution, then the denser particles will settle at the bottom and the lighter particles will float in the top. So this technique of separation is used in the dairy farm and also in the diagnostic laboratories. For example, the urine samples or the blood samples are being checked using this centrifugation techniques. The next technique we have is sublimation. So it is a process that is used to separate a sublimable volatile component from a non-sublimable impurities. And I believe and I hope so you understand what is sublimation. Sublimation means in which the substance would directly change from the solid state into a gaseous state. Okay, that is known as sublimation process, which you have learned in the chapter 1. So sublimation on example for this are salt and ammonium chloride can be separated by this technique. Camphor, naphthalene, etc. are also separated using the sublimation techniques. Next technique we have is chromatography. So chromatography, it is a technique used for separation of solute which dissolve in the solvent, in that particular solvent I mean. This technique is generally used for separation of the colors. Okay, initially in the earlier days it was used for separation of the colors. Application of it are to find out or to test the presence of drug in blood. Pigments from natural colors are also separated using chromatography technique. Next technique that we have is distillation. So distillation is a technique which is used in order to separate two miscible liquids having different boiling point. For example, water and acetone are separated using distillation process. Then we have the last separation technique, that is crystallization. This method is generally applied for purification of the solid. For example, salt which is obtained from the sea water undergoes crystallization process to obtain the salt that we use, the common salt that we use as a food ingredient. Next topic that I need to teach you is about the physical and the chemical changes. You know very well about the physical and chemical changes which you have studied last year in your class 8 also. But let me again revise you for you this year too. Physical changes are the changes in which the physical properties of a substance changes, like the color, hardness, melting point, boiling point. There might be a change in state also without the change in composition or the chemical nature of the substance. Such kind of changes we call it as a physical change. For example, boiling of the water, drying of the clothes, etc. So these are all examples for physical changes. Also blowing a balloon is also a physical change. Then we have a chemical change. Chemical change is a change in which a new product is formed, a gas is evolved, heat or light energy is produced, and the chemical properties of a matter changes. Okay, such kind of changes we call it as a chemical change, and these changes are generally irreversible changes. Example, digestion of food, rusting of an iron, these are all the example for a chemical change. The last topic of this chapter that we have is what are the types of the pure substances. Under this we have elements and compounds. So elements are the pure substances which cannot be further broken down into smaller or a simpler substance. For example, we have got copper, oxygen, carbon, etc. Okay. The second type of pure substance is a compound. So compound, it is a pure substance which is formed when two or more elements combine together to form a compound, and they generally have a fixed composition, and this can be but then broken down into its constituent elements by a chemical or an electrochemical process. For example, we have got water, sugar, salt, etc. With this I am done with the chapter. Please do go through the video, do read your textbook also, and do the assignment, and revert back to me if you have any questions. Thank you. Meet you next time. Bye bye.